As she said, I had a dream that was conceived at the World Urban Forum in Barcelona, Spain in 2004, when I heard that the European Union was having a Women in Equity conference, bringing together electeds from all across Europe. And I thought, wow, this is just an incredible idea. I was feeling very frustrated because only 21% of women electeds in Canada are women, and only 16% of mayors are women. If you do the breakdown and put the race lens on your work, which we need to do a full equity lens on all our work, it is much, much worse. It's rare to find an Aboriginal woman mayor or a South Asian woman who's mayor. You know, it does not represent the demographics of our great country. Since cities are the closest level of government to women, I thought if we could start an organization called Designing Ideal Cities for Women and Girls, we could start bringing together women in elected positions, women's organizations, women in the unions who represent city workers, academics, and urbanists. We might be able to start to make a shift. So I brought this idea back to the City of Vancouver and to the Women's Task Force, which Councillor Ann Roberts and I set up at the City of Vancouver, which was drawing up the designing an ideal city, designing gender equality strategy for the City of Vancouver. Unfortunately, we lost the election. We both lost the election, so I had to wait 3 years because the council that got elected didn't want to work on women's issues. So none of the things that we'd written about got implemented, even though this was a model program for cities in Canada. So I brought it back to the council when I was re-elected in 2008. When we set up a Women's Advisory Committee, I said, let's start this organization called Designing Ideal Cities for Women and Girls. And Darlene Mazzari, I don't know if any of you know her. She used to be a city councillor, then she was a cabinet minister, and her portfolio was municipalities, and she's a very pragmatic, very funny woman who's now a raging granny. And she said, Ellen, you gotta have an active verb there. So it got changed to Women Transforming Cities, Designing Ideal Cities for Women and Girls. And we just took up from there, set up a society, and started discussing what are the key issues for women. And we came up with childcare, violence against women, affordable housing, leadership, and jobs or income, because we have to talk about women's unpaid work as well as their paid work, because there is no way that women are going to advance very far in this society when they don't get paid for all their hours and hours of unpaid work, both childcare, volunteerism, and now elder care. So the organization got started, and we started to work on doing cafes like this one, and I think this is our 6th cafe that we're doing. And we believe in making sure that we get out into the neighborhoods, talk about issues that are important to women, and that we also have languages that represent the neighborhoods that we're working in. So we've had always had a language table in a different language, whether it's Tagalog or Cantonese, Spanish, Farsi, etc. So we try to represent the diversity in our cities, and when we talk about putting a gender lens, I mean a gender lens fitted with an equity lens. So we're looking at what would that mean for a woman if she's an older woman? What would that mean for a younger woman? What would that mean for an older Aboriginal woman who's got disabilities? So we're calling on all cities to put a gender equity lens in all their work, so that what they're doing really can work. So if you develop a great sustainability lens and you don't consult women, well, it's not going to work, because women are the ones who do the shopping, women are the ones who work with the kids. So that's just an example. So we've gone on from there. We're going to co-host a Pecha Kucha at the Vogue Theatre on February the 28th. And we're hosting a conference, Designing Ideal Cities for Women and Girls, on May the 30th, the day before the Federation of Canadian Municipalities is hosted by Vancouver in Vancouver. So we hope that you work with us, go to our website, see how you can get involved, and hopefully we can help you get a group going in Surrey. And we're going to spread this all the way across Canada, and the sky's the limit. We hope to help set up groups across the world, but there are some really good women working on gender equity issues in we need to learn from other countries. Canada's fallen from number 1 for the status of women to the 39th. We're behind the Congo, we're behind India. In Kerala province, 50% of the women legislators are women, and 1/3 of all municipal electeds in India have to be women. So we've got a lot to learn about what women around the world are doing, and we hope that we can work with you to see how we can build on what the good best practices you have in this city. And if you have some really neat things that are working in your city that make your city a better place for women and girls, if you go on our website, we have a best practice competition, and we'll be handing out awards at the May 30th conference. So that just gives you a quick overview of some of the things that we're doing with Women Transforming Cities, designing ideal cities for women and girls. And I have a leaflet here, and I'd like to acknowledge Christina Fallon, who's one of the key members of Women Transforming Cities, who does a lot of work, and it's all volunteer.